Hey guys, it's Nick, aka the Adirondack Audible, back with my 2026 NFL Divisional Round predictions. Let me start this video off by just thanking you all for tuning in to last week's video, and of course for this one as well. We had an alright wild card round, which would have been much better if I didn't choose with my heart instead of my head. I do have a bad habit of always choosing one or two teams that I really want to win, and it ends up biting me in the ass. Luckily for me, one of those teams were my Buffalo Bills, which ended up advancing, while the Pittsburgh Steelers did not. To no one's surprise, even my own. But I went 4 for 6, or about 67%
6-7.
my picks for Wild Card Weekend, which is right around what I picked all year during the regular season. Which is actually a big reason why I wanted to start this channel and get my picks out there, because that's a great pick rate, but who cares without the proof? So be tuned in the next regular season for the full pick selection for every game of the regular season. So the weekend started off strong with a nail biter between the Panthers and the Rams. Although the Rams were favored, I believe, by almost 2 full touchdowns, the Panthers made it an interesting game and even had a chance for a game-winning drive. Luckily for my Super Bowl prediction, though, Matt Stafford and Puka were able to pull out a victory. So right after that great Panthers-Rams games, we were blessed with another nail-biter. We had the Green Bay Packers coming out of the gates with a dominant start, and they secured a large lead early, but they did exactly what I thought they were going to do and ended up blowing it because Jordan Love sucks, and then the Bears pulled out another tremendous comeback victory. Moving on to Sunday, we started off the day with a great game that had me super nervous and on the edge of my seat up until the last play. So this game ended up having the most fourth quarter lead changes in NFL history, which is just crazy to me, especially for a wild card game. So we'll see what we have in store for us for the remainder of these playoffs. The Bills ended up getting a victory over the Jaguars due to a 10-plus yard tush push to get to the 1 yard line, and our defense finally stepped up and made a big play, that interception on Trevor Lawrence to end the game. Super refreshing, and I'm sure Josh Allen felt the same way when he went to the bench for once with a lead in the fourth quarter in the playoffs, and our defense didn't give it away. To be honest, I did miss the next 2 games as I kind of crashed due to the adrenaline of the Bills game. I did have the Eagles beating the 49ers, which ended up being very wrong. If you ask me, we got to get A.J. Brown off that team immediately. I also did not watch the Patriots or Chargers game, but the Patriots won, which I expected, but not in the fashion that it happened. Sorry for that lack of analysis, but let's just move on to Steelers-Texans. So I really wanted the Steelers to beat the Texans because they have such a scary defense, and for once I was rooting for Aaron Rodgers. But how foolish of me to do so. He always does the opposite of what I want, and he ended up having a terrible night, most likely to end his career, and the Steelers got shit on, even with CJ Stroud having a terrible game like usual, in my opinion. I turned the game off right at the end of the third quarter when it was 7-6, and I was shocked when I saw the final score pop up on my phone. I really wish the Steelers beat the Texans because I don't want to have to face the Texans potentially. So, let's move on to this week's matchups, and I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, unlike last week's video. So, our first game is going to be Saturday at 4:30 p.m., where we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Denver to take on the one-seeded Broncos. I'm predicting a Bills win with a touchdown from James Cook and Keon Coleman, along with another parlay I will add to the end of the video. Go Bills! Afterwards, we have the other 1 seed, the Seattle Seahawks, taking on the other 6 seed, the San Francisco 49ers. I wasn't expecting San Fran to make it this far due to all their injuries, and unfortunately I think their luck is going to finally end this weekend, even with a potentially injured Sam Darnold. Now we're on to the last 2 games, both on Sunday, but we have the New England Patriots taking on the Houston Texans. I think CJ Stroud is going to have another game where his defense is the only reason why they're still in it, and they will lose once again in the divisional round with him at the helm. But this time it'll be due to Drake May. So please, Drake May, knock out the Texans. That way the Bills can smack you around next week. And last but definitely not least, we're going to have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. What a great year for Caleb and Ben Johnson and the rest of their team, but this is where it's all going to end. I believe the experience of Stafford and the rest of the Rams will really shine in this matchup, and the Bears' late game antics will not pan out the way they have all year long. Rams will win it all. So yeah, quick recap. I got the Bills winning. I got the Patriots winning. So they'll face off next week in the championship round. At least I believe so. And then I got the Seahawks and the Rams winning. And then they'll go ahead and face off in the championship round next week as well. But yeah, that's it for my picks for the divisional round. Stick around for another minute or so, and I will do a quick overview of the few bets I've placed for this week. Um, Along with I have $50 on the Bills winning the Super Bowl right now at plus 1100 odds. So hopefully we'll cash that out and get a quick buck. But yeah, I would like to really thank you guys for tuning in to this week's video. Yeah, this is Nick with the Adirondack Audible, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the weekend.